We're about to witness something very cool right here. A false proclamation.
I hope I don't get fired.
Oh my god.
So this is my bedroom.
One gadget here that you really essentially need, you cannot survive without.
I think it would be my PS5.
Over your laptops?
Yes, for sure.
So you graduated from IIT Goa. Did you go there for the IIT or the Goa? What is your current salary?
It's somewhere in the range of LPA. Thala for a reason. Zomato doesn't hire by a traditional method offline through their career portal.
Did Zomato give you any shares for that? Zomato के जो notifications आते हैं, they are like popular worldwide. तो क्या ये AI का काम है और is there like a person behind it who sits and brainstorms? आपने mention किया था कि आप you worked on the feature Zomato का जो 10-15 मिनट में delivery पे काम करते हैं, right? तो we're gonna set a stopwatch for like 15 minutes and let's see उसके अंदर हमारा order आता है या नहीं. Okay, okay? We've 2 minutes left. वो कितनी देर दिखा रहा है?
6 minutes, let's see.
Oh my god! Do you think you could maybe answer the questions while playing the guitar? Could you show us your Swiggy order history?
I wanna keep my job.
From just coding in college to working in two of India's biggest tech companies, Paytm and Zomato, it is safe to say that Surya Shukla has established a solid career in software development. An IIT Goa graduate, he's experienced it all, from back-end development to working on large-scale search systems. So today we're going to learn about him more than the tech. We're going to find out his journey, his experience, how he got into coding, and of course, does he really cook his food or does he order in from Zomato every day? So let's dive into this interview and get to know more about him. Let's go. Hello, Surya.
Hello.
Before we start with anything, this is for you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Nishita and we're from GFG and we're invading your home. So before we begin with anything, could you maybe show us around your home?
Yeah, sure. So this is my bedroom.
So this is a very aesthetic, cozy place. So let's start with your desk first. Yeah. Could you maybe introduce us to all your gadgets and let us know what all you use?
Yeah, sure. So here is a projector that I use to binge movies and play PlayStation 2. And here's my personal laptop. Yeah.
One gadget here that you really essentially need, you cannot survive without.
I think it would be my PS5.
Over your laptops?
Yes, for sure.
You got your priorities straight.
Yes.
Okay, so in सब में से आपका favorite spot कौन सा?
That would probably be the park outside my house. So I really like that place. It's very peaceful, and I go there and sit sometimes during morning or evening whenever I get time. Yeah.
Alright, so let's go there. Why are we waiting? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're here in your favorite spot, okay, I think it's about time we start asking you about the important questions, which is your college life.
Yeah.
Because that's the best thing to talk about, early days, right? So you graduated from IIT Goa. Did you go there for the IIT or the Goa?
I went there obviously for IIT first of all. So I went there for the college, but later on I enjoyed Goa, and especially the unexplored places. When you, I think, go there as a tourist, you go there for just for 10-15 days and don't get to see those many unexplored places. But since I lived there for 4 years, I really like that place. Yeah.
So you now know Goa through and through?
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite places.
We stalked you on your LinkedIn and we found out that your stream ECE thi.
Yeah.
So to go into a core tech field related to coding from ECE, that must have been a bit tough. So what was your experience about that?
I mean, obviously it was a bit tough because even in college, जो भी companies visit करती हैं, they are mostly looking for CSE guys. But if you are good at your skills, so I don't think your branch matters that much because there's so much demand for software engineers these days. But obviously there was a bit of disparity in between the opportunities that I would get or a CSE guy would get. Yeah.
Alright, so next question that we have is a very common one rather, which is आपका सबसे पहला coding project कौन सा था? कब बनाया था आपने exactly and how did it turn out to be?
Like I was very fascinated about Android development since starting. So I think it was during my teen years. I would have probably made an app about finance tracking as far as I can remember. Yeah, that would have been my first project.
And you're a software engineer, right?
Yeah.
So did you always want to be and know that you're going to be a software engineer, or was there something else that you wanted to be?
It might sound very funny, but during my childhood, I wanted to be a politician first of all.
All right, that's quite the jump.
Yeah, and after that, if you ask any 14-year-old guy what he wants to become in India, he'd probably say cricketer.
Prime Minister or cricketer.
Yeah, so I
no
wanted
in
to.
between.
Yeah, exactly. So I also wanted to become a cricketer, but life turned out to make me a software engineer. So
Okay, favorite team in IPL?
that'd probably be CSK.
Oh yeah, as long as it's not RCB, you're good to go.
Yeah, Thala for a reason.
Alright. Okay, back to coding. So you've done Android development, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
Abhi, and you even did an internship in it, right?
Yeah.
So how much time did it take, and how did you do it?
So like as I told you, I was very fascinated about Android development since starting. Because I used to see there are small utility apps. In my teenage days, all these apps were blooming. So I got very fascinated about that. I started with Android development with that fascination only. I asked for referrals from my friends, cold emailed, and that's how I got my internship. Obviously, I wasn't paid that much because I did not have that much of experience back then. But I think experience mattered more to me.
Now, like you mentioned, Android development, right? So how do you keep yourself updated on industry trends and learn new skills? Like, what's your way to go about it?
So I try to read a lot of tech blogs on various platforms. We have GeeksforGeeks, we have Medium. There are a lot of tech blogs that are published by experienced developers. There are blogs by Uber.
So back to coding. जब आप कॉलेज में कोडिंग करते थे, आप कितने घंटे पर डे करते थे?
So in college, I used to do coding for around 2 to 3 hours. And that was mostly for my internship. Or जब internship season नहीं था तो I was mostly preparing for my placements and all.
What was your daily schedule like when you were preparing for internships and placements? Since that is like a stressful time in itself.
Yeah, it is a stressful time, but for me, my schedule did not change too much because the schedule was pretty much the same, except for I was not doing my internship work. I was doing probably DSA or studying core computer science fundamentals, and the rest of the time I play some sport or play music. So mostly my schedule was pretty much the same, and that consistency I think helped me a lot. I think it really helps you to grow as an individual if you keep things balanced. Yeah.
And it's also the fact that you maintain a balance like throughout.
Yeah.
I feel like that does help to a great extent. Now, we'd like to ask a question that's pretty common. How did you get into Zomato?
I asked for a referral from a friend who already worked here. So Zomato doesn't hire by a traditional method of applying through their career portal. They only hire through referrals. And I got my interview scheduled I think in 10-15 days.
Oh,
Yeah. So
that's pretty soon. Like
yeah.
Immediate after.
And I think there were 3 rounds. First round was mostly on data structures and algorithms and computer science fundamentals. And second round was system design, low-level design, high-level design. I was asked to design a scalable system, and the third round was mostly a culture fit round. So yeah.
HR basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds about it. So now we're going to talk about your career and professional journey. So you first worked at Paytm and now you're working at Zomato, and that's quite the mix, right? So what's the biggest learning that you had from both the roles of yours?
At Paytm, I got introduced to backend development, and when I came to Zomato, तो यहाँ पे the scale at which we were working at is like pretty enormous. I'm in the team of search and discovery, which helps you discover new restaurants on the app. Basically, my team works upon the homepage. The homepage that you see, the search bar, everything that you see before clicking on a restaurant and you go to the menu, everything that you do to discover a restaurant is basically handled by our team. So pretty nice to work at such scale and be part of something very impactful.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, since these are again two very different and though solid roles, what are the differences between both the roles?
So the roles are pretty similar. I mean, the tech stack obviously differs, but at Paytm, I was mostly doing a bit of front-end development and mostly back-end. The tech stack differs. Obviously, I worked in Django and React in Paytm, and here I'm working in Golang. So I think that's the only difference in terms of the tech stack.
Okay, now Paytm was your first full-time role, right?
Yeah.
So how did that opportunity come about?
Actually, I got into Paytm through my TNC cell only. So it came to my campus for placements. So basically, there were 4 rounds. First one was the standard online assessment that we all have to give, and then there were 2 rounds basically on data structure and algorithms, and the last round was the HR round. So I applied through college and got that placement.
Plain and simple college placement itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So why did you leave Paytm?
The team that I was in was not the main core business of Paytm. I wanted to work on more impactful things. That's why when I joined Zomato, I was really happy that I was assigned such a team that handles most scale on the Zomato app.
Now we saw that you worked in Paytm, right?
Yeah.
So you worked in fintech, and now you're working in food industry. So are you planning for a next switch? And if you do, what industry would you like to venture in?
Currently, though, I'm pretty happy with the role that I'm in. I'm not looking for a switch as such, but would probably like to explore more deep tech problems later on in my career.
Okay, so you mentioned that you got your placement from your TNC cell, right?
Yeah.
So did you face any rejections during placements? And if you did, how did you handle them?
The rejections that I faced were mostly during my internship period. So that time was obviously pretty tough. I faced rejections from various companies like MathWorks and all. It was truly very difficult for me to stay motivated during that time. I won't lie that it was one of the most difficult phases of my life because rejections are not very easy to accept. I mean, you don't have any control over it, and rest would be taken care by God. So it's important to take up rejections and chin up and work hard towards your next interview. Yeah.
That's very solid advice for anybody who's watching. I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it, especially since this is the placement time. So when we talk about your first salary that you got from Paytm or your internship, dare I say, what did you spend it on?
My first internship salary, I think I bought an iPhone because I was really fascinated about Apple products back then. And from my first Paytm salary, I went to visit Japan. I went there on a trip. So,
That's pretty cool. Do you enjoy traveling in general?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So that's a nice utilization of money. Coming to the most awaited question of this video, what is your current salary?
Obviously, I can't tell you the exact book, but it's somewhere in the range of 30 to 40 LPA. So yeah, that's what I'm currently getting at Zomato.
Oh, that's pretty solid. Now, when we talk about Zomato paying you so well, I think we have to talk about work and life at Zomato. So let's move inside for the next section, shall we?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's go. So now we're going to talk about work and life at Zomato, right? So हमें just news मिली है कि Zomato ने अपना नाम Eternal change कर लिया. So what are your thoughts about that?
It's news for folks outside of Zomato that the name has been changed, but internally we've been calling ourselves Eternal since quite a while now. The name change is more of a motivation for us to leave an everlasting impact. So that's what Eternal basically means for us, and it is not in any sense about being overconfident. It's just about us to keep us motivated to work towards the larger goal.
So what is a typical day in your life as an SD there in Zomato?
For me, a typical days, it's obviously pretty hectic. If you're working in a startup, you're bound to be overworked, obviously. So I wake up at 8, go to the office at 9:30. I have mostly meetings or some discussions where we are brainstorming together on a particular problem. Either this or we are mostly coding the feature that we are currently working upon. Mostly this, and sometimes we even come back from office late at night at 12 or 1. So it's pretty dynamic. The timings are pretty dynamic. I come back from office at I think around 9 o'clock in the evening.
That's
so,
a long day.
Yeah, so it varies a lot actually. It depends upon the deadlines, but mostly the days are hectic. But that's what you get when you work in a startup. You get that exposure. So I think it's fine.
So now that you work this hard for Zomato, did Zomato give you any shares for that?
So I personally did not get any shares, but I had bought Zomato shares earlier when I had not joined it because I really believed in the idea, in the impact that they were creating. So I haven't gotten any shares for now.
So you have your own shares, but Zomato hasn't given you any.
Yeah. I mean, it has given to employees who joined 1 year before me, but not in the year that I had joined.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's alright. That's still alright.
Yeah.
But then, what's the most exciting part about working at Zomato?
I would say the most exciting part is obviously the scale that we work at. I think I've mentioned this enough number of times till now. There's a fun thing about, you might have seen those tweets about New Year's, how employees spend their New Year on Zomato. So I got to witness that year. So it was really fun. We had ordered a lot of food in office. We were there till late at night during New Year's. We were playing games, also obviously working. So that was pretty fun.
Alright, that does sound nice. Now we've talked about the exciting part. What's the most exciting project that you've worked on till now?
So I've worked on various projects. I worked on the dark mode that you might have noticed on Zomato app. Currently I'm working on quick 10-minute delivery that is becoming very popular these days.
All right. I think we'll get a chance to test that super soon.
Yeah.
All right. What's one thing about working at Zomato that people might not expect?
I think if you're looking for traditional 9-to-5 job, Zomato is not for you. People obviously wouldn't expect staying at office for these many hours, but I think you have to choose that for yourself. What do you want? For me, the learning that I'm getting here, it's pretty good. So I want to do that in the initial part of my career, where I'm getting that exposure to work with such brilliant minds.
All right. How do you manage work-life balance in such a fast-paced company like you mentioned?
Obviously, it gets a bit difficult, but there comes your time management strategies. You obviously have to see what is important for your day. I try to go to the gym in the evening. At office, we have a gym in the office only. It's fun that I'm able to do that. So yeah, overall it's pretty nice.
So basically it's harder to manage your time, but it's worth the sacrifice.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay. AI in software engineering. Do you think it's a real threat, or will developers always be needed around?
When I was in Paytm and this AI hype was really kicking in, I was really scared because I thought that all these software developer jobs would go away, and I have spent so much time in learning these skills. What would I do after that? But as I came to Zomato, I realized that software development is much more than writing just code. Basic code can be written by AI, but all the design features that you're designing your features and various other discussions, you need human intervention in that. You need that experience. So after coming to Zomato, I have realized that if you are in top 1%, 5%, you don't need to worry about AI or anything else. You just need to focus on your skill set. If you're good, you're gonna get hired. So I don't think it would be a problem for people who are really skilled.
It's kind of like AI won't take your job, a person using an AI.
Yeah, for sure. Because,
So you basically upskill yourself and then you're pretty safe.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now that we've talked about AI, right? तो Zomato के जो notifications आते हैं, they are like popular worldwide. Even like all of us use Zomato and we are also shocked उनकी creative notifications देख के. तो क्या ये AI का काम है, or is there like a person behind it who sits and brainstorms?
I mean, so there's a lot of hard work that goes behind those catchy notifications, and sometimes things have not worked out as well for those people. I mean, they're on the edge of what they are writing. So I mean, a lot of hard work goes into that. There's obviously a lot of young people that they hire to have that impact. So
how to get that job? Asking for a friend. I'd love that job.
I'll have to see.
All right. Now I think we've learned about your journey, how to go about it, and coding in general. Now I think we should relax a bit and come to a fun round, right?
Yeah.
So let's get to know a bit more about you and let's have fun.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
So Surya, आपने mention किया था कि you worked on the feature Zomato का जो 10-15 मिनट में delivery पे काम करता है, right? So let's see how efficient that is. So we're gonna set a stopwatch for like 15 minutes and let's see उसके अंदर हमारा order आता है या नहीं. Okay. So can you order something for us?
Yeah. You want some dessert or coffee?
Coffee definitely.
Cool.
What's your favorite coffee place in Zomato?
It's AB Coffee, but I don't think they are delivering in 15 minutes now. So maybe I'll order from Theobroma for now.
Okay, so this is now a coffee review session also for anybody who wants the added packet. Okay, let us know when you're about to just place the order.
Yeah.
And we'll start the stopwatch exactly then.
So I've placed the order.
And we've started the stopwatch. Okay. Let's see. We're going to keep this phone aside, not disturb it at all. And let's see हमारा order 15 minutes में आता है या नहीं.
Yeah.
Okay, now since it's the fun round, right? Let's make it fun, shall we? You mentioned you play the guitar.
Yeah.
Do you think you could maybe answer the questions while playing the guitar?
Yeah, I think I can try, but you would have to bear with my voice then.
I didn't know. No worries. You'll have to bear with mine. Okay, so let's get to know more about you.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you show us your Swiggy order history?
I want to keep my job.
So I guess you're not allowed to use Swiggy.
We are.
Okay, but you choose not to.
Yeah.
All right. Do you like to dine in or do you like to order?
Mostly I order.
If you weren't a software engineer, what career would you have picked?
What do you think I'm holding a guitar right now for?
For dancing, definitely. What's the last thing that you binge watched?
I ordered a thali and I bought Silicon Valley.
Your Zomato order history. What's the one dish that shows up the most?
My favorite drink is pani and I ordered dal makhani.
That's actually nice. What's one skill or hobby that most people don't know you have?
Whenever I'm off the hook, I like to cook.
Okay. And now you have to give us benefits of working in a startup in 15 seconds or more. That's self-sufficient. No, but honestly, do you think there's some benefits of working in a startup?
Yeah, I think so. The accountability that you get for the work that you are doing, the ownership that we are given at such early age of experience, I think it's pretty good. It's one of a kind experience, and I think I would cherish it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I think we like the previous answer better. Before your order comes in, we would like to talk about something serious again, which is your future goals and final thoughts on this video. So, what's one big goal you're working towards right now?
So for me, I'm not thinking that far ahead in the future currently. I want to be in the moment, focus on my overall development, focus on my work, have a good impact there, focus on my health. For me, it's currently like this only, and I'm trying to gain more experiences in different kind of startups. So maybe sometime in future, if I can start something of my own, so that'd be nice. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. For students who want to land top tech jobs such as yourself, what's your best piece of advice for them?
I would like to advise them that they should be confident in their skills. The only thing that they can do is focus on their skills, their hard work, and not anything else. If 100% of something gives you the output, you should focus on what amount of work that you can put into. So let's say 50% of that would be luck and 50% of that would be hard work. So you should focus on that 50%. That 50% should be your 100%, I guess. I think if you're confident enough in your skills, you are not veering off the path, you'd be all right to land such a job.
That makes sense. And I feel like my highlight from the interview that you mentioned is this is not like the tests that we give in schools or in colleges itself also. You just need one job.
Right.
You need one job offer. It doesn't matter that you get rejected in 10, 20 or 30 jobs. You need one job offer. So don't get demotivated if you do not get selected immediately. Just be persistent, and once you get that one offer, you're good to go. Yeah? And now we'll wait. We have 4 minutes left for your Zomato order to come. 6 actually. So we're gonna wait and see if it comes on time, and then we'll wrap up the interview. Since we have 6 minutes left, why don't you give us a mini concert?
Oh Sanam, in yaadon ki kasam.
We all got a mini concert. That was like the best.
I was so nervous.
We have 2 minutes left. वो कितनी देर दिखा रहा है?
6 minutes. Let's see.
Oh my God! We're about to witness something very cool right here. A
so
false proclamation.
So embarrassing. I hope I don't get fired.
Oh my God! You didn't even tell us the Swiggy order history because of this. Okay, I really hope that doesn't happen. Oh, well, you have a lot of time left. You have a whopping 55 seconds.
I don't think it's going to come in 55 seconds. But yeah, let's see.
In your defense, I feel like ये area confusing है. It took us a lot of time to come here also. But I'm saying this so that he just keeps his job. That is not true. This is not something just we face. This is something all Zomato employees also face. And the time is up.
And it's still not here.
And the order is not here. So I'm going to stop the timer now. Okay. And there we go. We have found ourselves in quite a pickle with no coffee. But I feel like still, it was amazing to get to know about your job, to get to know about your features, and it was amazing to be here.
I had an amazing time.
And thank you so much for letting us invade your home. We should be the ones saying thank you definitely. And for telling us about the work you do, and about Zomato, and about how the order comes within 10 to 15 minutes. Something we're definitely going to remember for a long time. And thank you so much for singing for us. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.